Hello again, Dr. Elizabeth Johnson Million here with part 2 of our ICVA NAVLE Prep Resources Guide. This time talking all about the self-assessments, our NAVLE self-assessments. In this video, I'm going to break down sort of the 4 categories of everything that you need to know, or I think that you need to know about the NAVLE self-assessments that are made available through the ICVA. I wish it could have been 5. 5 is a better number, a prime number, but I came up with 4, and it's like 4 large things. It's 4 categories. So I'll stop talking about that and actually start talking about number 1, the NAVLE self-assessments. So the number 1 is just the basics. So the basics are that the self-assessments are 200 question practice exams, and they are based on the blueprint, the same blueprint as the NAVLE. Same blueprint that we use to write questions, create questions from our NAVLE is the same blueprint that we use to create these self-assessments. So what that means is you're not going to find another test out there that is as close to the real thing as these self-assessments. These should be taken seriously, and I'll dig into that a little bit later, but 200 question practice exams that are made available to you through the ICVA. Just as a reminder, these are 200 question exams while the NAVLE is 360 questions. So again, it's a practice test, a little bit shorter, a little bit more compact, but based off of the same thing as the NAVLE. There are 4 different forms available to you guys, 4 different tests, 4 different assessments with different questions on them. So you can take all 4, take 1, take 2, up to you. I recommend purchasing and taking at least 2. Speaking of, they are $50 per form, available for purchase, $50 per form. And the purpose of these, there's 2 purposes. The first purpose is to help NAVLE candidates like yourselves, if you're watching, to identify your strengths and weaknesses as you prepare for the NAVLE. And the other purpose is to help you identify and become more familiar with the content and the format of the NAVLE itself. So there you go. Thing number 1, the basics of the self-assessment. Okay, so I wanted to really quickly show you where to find the information that I just went over on our website, and actually where to find the self-assessments in general. So we're back on the ICVA.net homepage. This is what you'll see if you type into your browser ICVA.net. There's actually a couple different ways, several different ways you can get to our self-assessment. So if you go to Practice NAVLE down here in our quick links, that's where you can find them. So you can click that, or you can go to Assessments, float over NAVLE down to Preparation Tools, and then you can just click the Preparation Tools, or go down here to the, it kind of creates a new little bar here, and go to Practice NAVLE. So 2 different ways. Then we see here the NAVLE self-assessments. We'll click on that. This breaks down all the information basically in this video that we're talking about, and then some. And then if you are interested in purchasing a self-assessment, or even just doing there's a practice assessment as well, you'll click here. Here's more information. Again, you'll eventually, whatever you want to take the self-assessment, take a self-assessment, you'll need to create an account. So this will show you, kind of walk you through that process. We'll just need you to, pretty simple account creation process. But if we go back here, there's actually a sample assessment, which is really nice. So this basically shows you what you would see if whenever you take the self-assessment, but you don't pay for this. It's made available to you for free. The nice thing is that this will show you how to, you can highlight text, strike out text, different things that might be helpful to you as you are taking an assessment. So the sample assessment is a very good idea. So check this out if you guys are interested in the self-assessment. I definitely think it's a good thing to do. Once you have created an account, you can just simply log in. Once you are ready to purchase one or purchase another, you can just log in to your account and you'll be good to go. So hope that was helpful. Okay, so the second thing we're going to talk about today as it relates to the self-assessment is timing, and I've kind of broken it down into 3 different types of timing. So we're going to talk about purchase timing, exam timing, and timing of use. Purchase timing, first thing. You have 30 days to start the exam from the date of purchase. 30 days to start the exam from the date of purchase. Then once you start the exam, you have 30 days to finish it. Basically, we don't want you to purchase it and forget to take it. We don't want you to purchase it and start it and not finish it. We want you to get your money's worth, actually take advantage of this resource. So that is the bottom line with purchase timing. And then we have exam timing. I'm going to throw around a lot of numbers here, so I'm going to try and take it slow so that we're all on the same page, because I'm going to be talking about the self-assessment as it relates to the NAVLE with our questions and timing. So let's talk about the NAVLE for a second. I already told you guys that the NAVLE is 360 questions, which is broken down into 6 different sections. So within those sections, there are 60 questions. You have 65 minutes per section to take those sections, so 65 minutes per section. That averages out to just over a minute per question. Similar format, but fewer questions on the self-assessment. So on the self-assessment, there are 200 questions broken down into 4 sections, which is, if my math is correct, 50 questions per section, and you have 55 minutes per section to get those questions done, which totals 120 minutes of test time. Whew, that was a lot of numbers. Like I said, I hope that makes sense. But again, the self-assessment, we actually have a standard paced timing, which is what I just described. The standard paced timing, which is 55 minutes per section, 4 sections, 120 minutes total for testing, just over a minute per question, same timing as the NAVLE. Then we also have a self-paced timing mode that you would have to select as you are purchasing the self-assessment. The self-paced timing is specifically for those individuals who may need additional time, have ADA disabilities, who need that additional time, especially if they are going to have additional time on the NAVLE. But for all other candidates, we really strongly recommend that you do the standard timing, just so you kind of get an idea of the timing of it and the pace that you'll need to maintain for the actual NAVLE. Last thing is timing of use. So this is just sort of our recommendations. We strongly discourage you to take the self-assessment right before you take the NAVLE. Like, don't take it the night before. That's not good. We don't want you to take it and get worried and you get a score that you're not happy with. I recommend that you consider taking one self-assessment, your first one, as sort of a baseline. Maybe if you've studied a little bit, take a self-assessment, see how you're doing, see what your strengths and weaknesses are, use that to study some more, and then maybe take another one several weeks or a month, 6 weeks out, and see how your progress is, right? I think that it's probably in your best interest not to take a self-assessment the night before, several days before, maybe even a week before you take the actual NAVLE, just because you need to allow yourself more time to kind of troubleshoot those weaker areas. So those are the suggestions as it pertains to timing. So I wanted to briefly show you guys, just with a quick couple of bullet points, everything that I described about the different timing modes and how it differs from the NAVLE, from the standard paced timing, and from the self-paced timing. So as you can see here on the NAVLE, there are 360 questions, 6 sections of 60 questions, up to 65 minutes per section is allowed. So that averages to just over a minute per question. You get 6.5 hours total test taking time. And then for the standard paced self-assessment, 200 questions, 4 sections of 50 questions, which is the same as self-paced. The only difference is how much time you have. So for the standard paced, it's up to 55 minutes per section, which averages out to just over a minute per question, same as the NAVLE, which is different from self-paced timing, which you get double time. So 4 sections of 50 questions, up to 110 minutes per section, and then 440 minutes of total test taking time. So I hope it's helpful to see it here in addition to how I explained it earlier. Number 3 of 4 today is all about the NAVLE self-assessment score report. So the nice thing is, just like on the NAVLE that you'll get a score report that'll show you your score, how you did, everything kind of broken down. Same thing for the NAVLE self-assessment. The nice thing is that the NAVLE self-assessment score report is available immediately after you finish it. So you get that instant feedback, which is fantastic. And the score report that is made available to you will be broken down into the main topics I talked about in the part 1 of this series: species, the competencies, all of that, and then just the assessment in total. There'll be a comparison group for you to see like how you did compared to folks who have similar folks who have taken it, which is fantastic. But the best part of the self-assessment score report is the projected score range. I got to read this because sometimes I get a little murky with my words. As if you guys knew, I've done this take a lot of times. So I'm just going to read it. The score report includes a projected NAVLE score based on the participant's performance on the assessment, and research has verified that the projected score range for examinees who take the self-assessment under the standard paced timing mode. So that's why it's a good thing to go ahead and do the standard paced if you can. If you don't have one of those learning disabilities such that you may think that you may need additional time. So standard pace timing is predictive of later performance on the NAVLE. So you guys will get that score range that'll show you, are you within the passing range? Are you a little bit below? Are you well above? You get that projected score range, which is fantastic. Last thing I'm going to mention is that currently we do not have any score reports that have answers to individual questions. So it's not like you're going to get the score report, it'll give you the projected score range, and then you won't see like questions with answers like this is why this is right, this is why this is wrong. We don't currently have that available, but we were working on it. We hope to sometime in later in 2020, right now it's summer, maybe fall, early winter, we hope to have a new form made available for purchase that will have something like that. So stay tuned. So that's all about the score report. The projected NAVLE score is predictive of performance. So another reason to certainly use this resource. All right, so the thing that we're going to wrap up with, number 4, is just some general tips and tricks for you guys about the self-assessment. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that some schools, maybe your school, has purchased a self-assessment for your class or for your cohort. If that is the case, kudos to your school. We're so glad that they did that and that they saw value. So that means that it can kind of save you a little bit of money so that you can purchase an additional one, or maybe more than one if that's something that you're able to do. We certainly encourage that. If your school has done that, please make sure to be aware, contact them, figure out which form they purchased. Like I said, there are 4 forms, and I would hate for you to purchase one having already taken the same form. So make sure that you figure out which form did they buy for everyone, so that you're able to buy a different form. Very, very important, because the self-assessment fee is non-refundable. So that's important. The next thing I want to keep in mind, that I want to share with you guys to keep in mind, is to use these self-assessments and take them seriously. You're only going to get out what you put in. So my suggestion would be, if you're able, purchase the standard timing version. Go into a quiet place, a library, somewhere where you can kind of control the environment around you, and do it in one sitting. Go through the whole thing, take breaks in between the 4 different sections, do all 200 questions in the span of a certain time frame, and really take it seriously so that the score report that you get is predictive of how you would do on the real thing. Take it seriously, and I think that you'll get better results. The last thing is, knowledge is power. So again, you're only going to get out of it what you put in. So the score report that you get, use that as a basis for your preparation. See where you need to work on. What are your weaker areas? What are your stronger areas? What do you need to kind of work on before you take another one, before you take the actual NAVLE, before you take another practice exam, whatever the case may be. And of course, always remember, I've talked about this before, dog, cat, horse, cow should be your top 4. So if you look at your score report and you notice, okay, I can see some deficiencies here, some weaknesses here, you know that you're weaker in one of those big 4 categories on our NAVLE. Talked about that in part 1 of this series. This is your chance to strengthen that. Maybe take another self-assessment before you take the NAVLE so that you can just rock it. Those are my suggestions for the self-assessment today. Hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to leave comments. Send us any feedback that you may have. My email, as always, is emillion@icva.net, or you can reach us at mail@icva.net. And yeah, enjoy all these resources and let us know if you need anything. Thanks, guys.